it's hard to balance. Like, it's a really competitive market. It's hard to get a job right now for a lot of people, right? So then you're going to hear me on here saying like, why don't you ask them about their burn rate? Why don't you ask them about their cash runway? Why don't you ask them, so obviously, I'm wearing the t-shirt that says RepVue. So I would say go to RepVue and look at things like what percent of that team is hitting quota on the mid-market team at tech company X that you're looking at. Okay, vet that with the hiring manager. Like, hey, RepVue shows this. Is it, is that accurate? Is that right? Is it, and usually it is reasonably. Not occasionally there's delta here and there, but that's a pretty good indicator. Look at the different scores. The first thing I tell people though too is like, what's important to you, right? Like, what do you care about? Like, are you okay making 35 cold calls a day, 80 cold calls a day? Are you okay selling a highly technical product? Are you okay in an environment where there's not a lot of sales support, or do you need to be structured? So the first thing before people get into it is understand what's important to you. And then once you know, like for example, I mentioned the lead flow thing. Like, if you're cool making a lot of cold calls, well, don't worry about if their lead flow score is really low, right? Because you'll self-generate your pipeline. You're good with that. If you can't stand cold calling, like, that should be a factor. Look at what do top performers earn. Look at the average deal size. Have you closed, like, if the average deal size is $95,000 for the mid-market team at tech company X, and the biggest deal experience you have is $15,000, is this somewhere you're going to spend your time? You're probably not going to get hired. Like, I can just tell you that now. Like, it's going to be tough, right? If you were 60 and you go to 95, yes, you have a chance. So think about what's important to you. Think about what your experience is, and then ask some of the questions related to that. But then I think that the next level, which is what I was saying, can be tough, is like, getting into the stuff like burn rate, getting into the stuff like like your runway, getting into stuff like, I always tell people, like, is this a new territory? Is this a new set of accounts? Who had this set of accounts last? What happened to them? Where are they? Can I talk to them? Is this a new territory? Is it a territory that's getting split and this is new? Well, who's the person that owns this? Who had this last? What was their performance? And then ask for the comp plan. Ask for the comp plan from last year. Why did it change? Why is this different? I mean, I could go on and on. There's so much important and valuable stuff. But I think first is understand what's important to you. Line that up with the data you can access about it. And then if you can't get something through RepVue, which is, like connect through another user that has worked there, just, back channel LinkedIn, ping somebody. Hey, you worked there until 6 months ago. Would you be open to 20-minute conversation, have some questions, appreciate, whatever. People are more altruistic than you think when it comes to this specific topic. That's why we built so many ratings, because they're willing to do it and share.